Have you ever lost water for 2 days and felt like you were suddenly living in a survival show? That is basically what a rent abatement is about, except instead of winning $1 million, you are just hoping for a small credit on your invoice. A rent abatement means a guest gets a discount or refund because something major broke and made the unit harder to live in. Think no hot water, no air conditioning in July, or the elevator dying in a building with no stairs that a human would willingly use. The first thing you need to understand is that not every hiccup deserves a refund. If the television remote loses a battery, that is not a crisis, that is Tuesday. But if an essential service like electricity, heat, water, or internet for someone working remotely goes out for an extended period, that becomes a real disruption to daily life. At that point, the guest has a reasonable argument that they did not get what they paid for. Here's where most operators panic and either give away the whole month for one bad afternoon or refuse to budge at all like a tiny landlord dictator. Neither move is smart because the real strategy is proportional response, meaning the credit should match the actual impact, not the guest's emotional reaction to it. Let us talk math for a second, because math makes everyone nervous, but it is actually simple here. If rent is $3,000 a month, that breaks down to about $100 a day. So if water was out for 2 days, a fair credit might land somewhere around $200, not the entire month. You also want documentation like it is your favorite hobby. Time-stamped photos, repair tickets, and messages with the guest create a paper trail that protects you if anyone ever questions the situation later. A lot of new operators think communication is optional until something breaks, then suddenly they are improvising customer service like a stress substitute teacher. The better move is proactive updates, telling the guest what is happening, what the timeline looks like, and what compensation might follow before they even have to ask. Midterm renters are a different audience than a weekend vacationer, since many are traveling nurses, contractors, or remote workers who actually live in the space for weeks or months. That means disruptions hit their daily routine harder, so patience runs thinner and expectations for fairness run higher. History repeats itself constantly in property management, and one repeating lesson is that guests rarely complain about the problem itself, they complain about feeling ignored. A fast response with a clear plan often matters more than the dollar amount of the credit. Doubt creeps in for a lot of hosts who wonder if offering any credit at all invites guests to fake outages for free money. In reality, most people are not running secret heist plans for $40 off their stay, they just want to feel heard when something legitimately goes wrong. Local laws in your lease agreement should always guide the final decision, since some areas have specific habitability rules that affect what you are required to offer. Skipping that step is like skipping the instructions on a recipe and being shocked when the cake collapses. A simple rule many experienced hosts use is to calculate the daily rate, multiply it by the days impacted, then apply a partial percentage based on severity. A full day without water might earn a higher percentage than a few hours of spotty internet because context always matters. The twist most beginners miss is that handling these moments well often turns into long-term loyalty, with guests rebooking specifically because they trust you to handle problems fairly. Treating an abatement as relationship maintenance instead of a financial loss can completely change how guests view your properties. So the next time something breaks in one of your midterm rentals, remember it is not about avoiding every complaint, it is about responding like someone who has a plan and not someone improvising a hostage negotiation. If you want to learn more about how we help midterm rental hosts handle situations like this with confidence, check out our links in the description.